Hey, witches, it's Faye, and and I don't know if I should show it on this camera or the other one, but I have the freaking Cheetos tarot yeah, that's pretty shameless. I saw an ad for it, and I was like, God damn it, they know how to get to me. And I probably shouldn't say that out loud because now they're gonna keep sending me ads. But yeah, look at her, she that girl. Um, so we're gonna unbox her, and we're gonna shuffle and pick out 3 cards, and that will be the pile. If you guys wanna skip the unboxing, I'll probably leave a timestamp. If not, you can figure it out. Just fast forward till I get there. Sorry, I'm such a quiet speaker. Oh my god. Sorry, like my computer's like, do you want to update? And I'm like, no, leave me alone. And it's annoying because they always want to update when you're like trying to do something. And then I know that if I freaking update it, they're gonna it's gonna be the one time they just switched everything around. And then I'm gonna like not want to record by the time I figure out what the hell is going on. But anyway. Okay, they're backwards. Oh, look at that. Okay, this isn't an official unboxing, so I'll probably do that later. This is great, dude. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Look at that. What the hell? I did not like the Cajun flavor, in case you're interested in that. um, which, I mean, I like Cajun flavored things, but just not. I feel like Cheetos did it right the first time. They don't need to be mixing it up, you know? Cheetos and hot Cheetos are like, that's it. Maybe those like lime hot Cheetos, but okay, we got Justice Cheetah, pile number 1. We got Judgment, Cheesy Judgment. And let's see what we get for pile number 3. I'm not gonna take that. Commit. Okay, there you go. And then you got Cheesy Philosopher. That's funny that it's like kind of the same situation going on with the pillars and stuff. Alright, so you can select your pile and I'll see you there. Hi, pile number 1 who selected Justice Cheetah. This is your reading. Let's see what your person wants to or will react when they first see you. I think is, yeah, how will they react when they first see you? Or, you know, just like the circumstances of your meeting, basically, like what's gonna happen? Where are you at? What will they think of you? Okay, that's awesome. It starts with the 9 of Cups, so that's like a dream come true. Obviously, it's your DR. Um, I, I'm so used to like just reading with a single um, camera frame that I forget I have a whole nother one going on over here. Um, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So I feel like you're gonna try to play it cool, like you're not gonna let it be known that you like the person. You're gonna try to act normal. Um, yeah. That reminds me of someone who was saying that they off the bat were like, "Oh my god, you're amazing!" Like trying to be obsessed with the character, and the character was like, "You're fucking weird." um, I mean, I guess it's weird to say character because some people think like DRs are other realities in the multiverse, but I don't subscribe to that belief. So, you know, the way I talk about shifting might come up, like the wording might be different, but you know, don't take offense to it, whatever. The sun, okay, so that's a good sign. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so literally the 9 of Cups and the sun, it's like happiness. So I don't know if you guys scripted that you already knew this person, or maybe you knew them from childhood or something, but I feel like this person already thinks highly of you. Um, or maybe they already like you. if you haven't scripted that, I don't know. It just seems like you guys fulfill each other in a lot of ways. You make each other really happy. Um, but I'm getting a lot of playful energy with the King of Wands. I wonder if you're just trying to play it off like you don't have any feelings, like, oh, that's just my buddy. But y'all are too sus to be buddies, is what I'll say. You have the Queen. Yeah, the Queen of Cups in reverse makes you feel of like suppressing your feelings. Um, and then the King of Wands is like passionate, like energy. I just see, like, I'm thinking of my own DR, honestly. But it reminds me of like the Weasley twins. Like they're just kind of like, I don't know. I just obviously like fireworks and explosions and stuff. Like they're loud and like rambunctious. Um, yeah, and so that's kind of what it makes me feel like. Like you're gonna have a lot of fun together, and you're gonna possibly create a lot of chaos, but you're not gonna really talk about the emotional side. Um, then we see the Page of Coins in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So the Page of Coins in reverse makes you feel like you're having trouble bringing it into reality. Like even when one of you flirts, like the other person might be like, like unreceptive to that energy. Or like maybe you guys try to plan a date out or something, and then like it, I'm seeing like a third person come in, like, oh, you guys are hanging out together. Like everyone thinks you're buddies, so like why wouldn't we all hang out as a group? And you guys are kind of like, oh, we wanted alone time. Like I don't know. I feel like there's difficulty trying to bring this into a romantic situation. Um, this could also be a literal message of you having difficulty going into the reality. But I digress. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That's like a string of bad luck. So again, it's just kind of making me think like you guys have tried again and again to make it work, or maybe it's like an on and off situation because the wheel comes and goes in like cycles, right? So sometimes maybe you guys are like really in sync, and then when you try to make it work, I feel like maybe it doesn't. Um, I don't know. Um, sorry, it like ended on. Um, yeah, it's just the thing about the wheel is like even if you're experiencing bad luck now, it'll eventually turn because it's just cycles. So I feel like eventually you'll resolve that issue. But at first, it seems very much like we are just friends, we're just buddies. When we try to make it work, something about it isn't working. Yeah, but clearly you guys really like each other. So let's see what else you get. I'm gonna pull 3 of Mars, Venus. Oh, I don't, I don't know why I thought Mars. Maybe because I saw red. Even though Venus is like the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus love. Okay, so clearly like you guys like each other. You have a lot of love for each other. Again, I don't know why I'm thinking of like childhood. That's not necessarily the case, but it just makes me feel like you guys have known each other for a while, or maybe it feels like you've known each other for a while. Come on, commit. I feel like they always like half flip, and I'm like, I want to take a half flip. There we go. North Node. Okay. Sextile. So that makes me feel like you guys get along really well. It says collaborates, assists, explains, opportunities. Yeah, so it makes me feel like maybe a lot of the like situations in which you guys end up being like opportunities. Like I don't know why I'm thinking of the Scooby Gang, but you know how they're like, let's split up. I feel like you would end up like splitting up with this person, if that makes any sense. Like you end up in scenarios where like you're alone together a lot. I feel like there's just a lot of opportunities created for you guys to be together, even if they are sometimes, ruined by a third party. Um, Not like a cheating situation or anything, just like I just get the feeling that like I don't know, like some friend is gonna barge in for some reason. And they're gonna be like naive to the fact that or oblivious is the word I'm looking for to the fact that you guys are together, if that makes any sense. Um and then we have the North Node, Soul School, ew. Um Learning curve, fulfillment, purpose. Yeah, so I mean I feel weird about that just because like the North Node means different things and to different people, but if for the sake of this card specifically, um it's kind of like the life lesson or whatever. So I feel like maybe you guys will fulfill life lessons for each other. And I've talked about this a lot regarding DRs that I feel like the life lessons you're supposed to learn in your CR sometimes make their way into your DR. So maybe that's something that happens. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that because, like, I'm thinking of C Shift Post specifically if you're interested in their stuff. But they talk about how like they hadn't experienced love in this reality, but then they went and experienced love in their DR. So that's pretty interesting. Like you can have these like really deep experiences in your DR that for whatever reason you might not be able to achieve in your CR. And I just feel like maybe this person's gonna, I don't want to say help with that, right? But I don't know. It's giving like yeah, life lessons. Not necessarily in a bad way, even though you did get the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Um, yeah, I don't know. It seems very peaceful. Then we have three. I don't know if you can still see from there. I'm gonna assume we can. The Eight of Diamonds. The King of, so we got the King of Clubs and the King of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of passion. Fiery energy, like rambunctious. The Eight of Diamonds. Okay, I was about to say money, but I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, but then you got the King of Diamonds, so that makes me also think money. I feel like this person's gonna be financially stable. I don't know if that's really relevant to you, but it would be nice, you know. Maybe some of you are actually scripting it, but yeah, just someone with money. I'm trying to think of the Eight of Diamonds specifically. I think that means they're gonna give you a gift. I feel like I want to double check that because let me just double check if I'm missing any. Like maybe you'll meet them at a job. I don't know what the DR situation is, but yeah, just like I'm not trying to call you a broke bitch or anything, but but maybe you're struggling with money and they'll help you out somehow, either financially or like giving you an opportunity again with the sextile. Um yeah, kind of what I'm picking up on. Let's see what your love messages are. We got a one. You deserve love. Yeah. So maybe I'm picking up on like feelings of um like self-deprecation from your CR. Like maybe you feel like you don't deserve love in your CR. For some of you, I'm picking up that like it's your person that feels that way and you're gonna make them feel different. And that's maybe why they're like I'm getting the energy from both of you, honestly, but it could go like one way and not the other. With the Queen of Cups in reverse being like suppressing your emotions, that might be because like there's low key this feeling of like you don't deserve love, and so instead of putting yourself in a vulnerable position, you're just kind of like, okay, we're friends, you know what I mean? It's almost like a self sabotage situation, but not necessarily. Love yourself, bro. Bro. Yeah. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Interesting. You should do it because it's good for you, not because it's gonna make you more romantically attractive. But yeah, it's funny because I always like pull another card out first, and I never read it. I'm still talking about the first one, and then when the other one comes out, I'm like, whoa! But like the audience probably already read it. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like self-worth issues happening. Oh, and you have two of them make the effort, so that's funny because it seems like I was saying earlier, like even when you try to make the effort, it kind of seems like you don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's difficult to bring the relationship into a solid situation. But says great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay. I don't know. I feel like when I read cards, like it kind of brings me out of what I'm saying, but um yeah, kind of like maybe try taking baby steps, even if it's like the self-love aspect of it. Um yeah, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Interesting. So maybe for some of you, you have a different person in mind, and the person I'm talking about is someone else who's like your buddy. And you're like, oh, that's my buddy, but you don't realize, like, no, that's your person. So I don't know. Keep an open mind, especially because, like with our CR, we don't really, in a sense, we don't really get to choose what like happens to us or who we surround ourselves with. But in our DRs, we we can script all of that. So it's like you may have something in mind when you're scripting and you're like, this is definitely my person, but it's like that's not necessarily like, oh, who's gonna who we're talking about is all I'll say. The through. That's so funny. Sorry. Hold on before I come back to the that's like the story I was talking about earlier, how they like shifted and they were like telling their someone like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, like you're great, and the person was like didn't want anything to do with them. But that kind of makes me laugh. I feel like you're gonna have one person in mind and it's just gonna be totally someone else. um we have the through, which is basically saying you're gonna make it through. It's a card of perseverance. So I'm not um I'm not seeing like any like specific like this terror, like a tower moment, like anything bad happening to you, but yeah, I just feel like this friendship or this person, you guys are gonna go through a lot together, even if it's not like together like being traumatized together. It can be like maybe you guys are there for each other while you're both going through things separately, if that makes any sense. We have the erase, the storm, and the song. I believe the song is about friendship again. Then we have the storm. So the storm is similar to the through, which is like peace after the storm or whatever. And then you have the erase. Whenever I see this, like freaks me out because it feels like the rug being pulled out from under you. But here it just makes me think like maybe you're not gonna think this person is your person, and then when it happens, you're like, oh my god, like duh. But I don't know. It just feels like you have something planned out, and then like the rug just gets pulled. If that makes any sense. I'm gonna. It's been such a hot minute since I've like genuinely read with the Clow, so I want to double check I'm not missing anything. I'm so sorry. With like tarot cards, I can remember them, but like with the Clow cards, it just does not stick. I don't know why. Um, the song "Joy, Harmony, Healing." Okay. The storm, frustrations, and suppressed emotions. So again, that makes me think of like the Queen of Cups. Um, I'm not sure what the like Wheel of Fortune in reverse is about. I don't know if you guys like that string of bad luck I was talking about earlier. I don't know if this person's gonna get upset that you're like not romantically invested or what. I mean, that seems like such fuckboy shit. So I don't want to say that. The erase. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the erase. I mean, it's a clean slate, I believe, too. Stagnation of luck and a warning to wait for the next chance. That's interesting. Um, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to like look at the other cards to see if there's any more information. Okay, so like perseverance and waiting for the next chance. Maybe like again, you were trying to be in a relationship with this person or maybe trying to flirt and it kind of like fell flat and so they're telling you like wait again for your next chance or to like keep trying is what I'm picking up on. Um suppressed emotions. Yeah. I mean at first I was thinking like you guys are just hiding your feelings from one another, but the storm makes me feel like it's in a negative way now. Like it's becoming frustrating as opposed to just hiding your feelings. But at the end, you get peace and harmony and joy, so that's nice. um, I hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, pile number two, who selected Cheesy Judgment. This is your reading. I hate like when people eat into the microphone. It like pisses me off. So I hope I hope this doesn't register on the mic. I'm sorry. It's like 4 in the morning where I'm at right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do because see now I'm just venting. I'm gonna stop, but basically my roommate's really weird. Um, I don't know. They get like weirded out by witch stuff, so I feel like if they hear me reading tarot cards, they're gonna be weird about it. I don't know. We have the seven of. You're like, I'm not here to hear your problems, lady. I'm here to hear about my babe. Okay. Seven of coins. That's good. So that I'm going to say that you scripted already having known this person. This isn't gonna be like, oh, a chance meeting or like I don't know, like you scripting that you meet them somewhere. I don't think that's gonna be the case. It feels like you already know this person because we have the seven of coins, which is like um putting the work into something. Um which eventually turns into the nine of coins, which is like reaping the rewards of the seven of coins. So I feel like yeah, right now you guys are putting in the work. And look, it's depicted as two little lambs and then they have a little heart there, which is usually not how it's depicted. It's not a love situation. Um, but here it is. So that's really cute. And then you have the sun and the moon. I feel like maybe you guys are opposites in a lot of ways, but it ends up being complementary. I don't complementary to one another. I don't know. I don't think that's what I'm shooting for, but whatever. You end up complimenting one another. Complimentary is like when they give you something for free, right? I don't know. My brain, it's like 4 in the morning. I'm so sorry. Um, we have the Page of Swords. So that's like communication, lots of ideas. I feel like you guys kind of like yap a lot to one another, but also like you're kind of like, oh my god, like did you hear blah 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 is gonna be in the movie theater? And then you guys are like, oh yeah, we should go. Like there's a lot of plans that are talked about, but I don't know if they're necessarily fulfilled. Um, because Page of Swords makes me think like you kind of talk a big game, but your follow through is kind of weak. But it's not in reverse, so it makes me feel like it's not toxic, right? You're not like, oh, I'm gonna change, and then you don't change. It's more like fuck now that Justin Bieber song is I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. Yeah, sorry. It seems more like well intentioned. Like you guys make a lot of plans, but you also have so many going on that you can't fulfill the things you're kind of like thinking about. Like you guys have more happening in your mind than you do uh than you're actually like capable of fulfilling, I suppose. You have the chariot, so I feel like something random and something big is gonna happen. I get that from the Wheel of Fortune, but I don't know why this chariot is making me think like something's gonna hit like Regina George getting hit with the freaking bus. Um yeah, because the chariot usually is about willpower. But I'm not necessarily picking up on that right now. It feels like an event to me for some reason. Um then we have the Four of Swords, which is like contemplation, thinking about it. So I feel like some of you are kind of like biding your time. You don't really want to rush into it too much. You're just kind of like slowly, steadily building. Um the Hangman is a change in perspective. So yeah, I feel like because you guys are kind of like opposites, you end up like changing each other's minds a lot too. It's also possible like you didn't necessarily see this person that way, and then like whatever happens here, suddenly you're like, well, like I had a change in perspective, and now my friend of a long time kind of becomes like a lover, is what I'm picking up on, or a love interest, I suppose. Because I don't necessarily see a relationship, which makes sense because the reading's supposed to be like when you first see them. Um, and then we have the Page of Wands, which is like passion, fiery energy. So again, we have two pages, so it's making me think of like it's not totally like stable yet. It's like the building blocks up to it. Um, it's given. It makes you feel like both of you are very non-committal, but I don't know. Um, but like for some of you, you might not even see this person as a romantic interest yet. So it's not even about you not wanting to commit. It's like they're not even on your mind that way. And then the chariot happens, and then you're like, well. Also, when you meet this person, like at first, it might be like really fast. Like I don't know, they just kind of like come in, and then you guys yap for a bit, and then they have to go again. Um, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you guys have seen that fucking video, that TikTok that's like, oh, you thought this was a rabbit? It's Winnie the fucking Pooh. Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I just catch myself saying yeah, like, yeah. I can't. I can't with myself right now. Anyway, yeah. Alright, let's see what else you got going on. Dude, dude. Jesus. I have so many cards. I collect them, which is why I had to get the Cheeto deck. um, yeah. Do you hear it? Like, there's an M before I say yeah, right? Like, am I on crack right now? Yeah. I don't know. The 12th house, surrender. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of unconscious things happening right now. Maybe this person shows up a lot in your dreams. I feel like, again, with the the Four of Swords and the Page of Swords. Like maybe this is happening a lot in your head. There's a lot of like mental energy. I feel like you guys connect intellectually. Um, yeah. No, I'm all self-conscious. I can't stop hearing the yeah. Um, Six is about work. So I feel like one of you might feel like you're of service to the other. Um, like maybe acts of service is like a form of a love language for one of you. Um, I hope it's not like a teacher student situation. I just have to put it out there, but I hope it's not. None of my business. Or maybe like a worker boss situation. And maybe that's kind of why like at first you don't really see the person as like a lover. Hmm. Health. I feel like one of you kind of takes care of the other when they're sick, right? Like this active service thing again. Um yeah, like healer situations happening. Apprenticeship. I was gonna say apprentice too. Um I don't know, some of you have like Star Wars DRs, some of you have My Hero DRs where you have your work studies and your internships and shit. Um so that all of that, like internships, jobs, apprenticeships, stuff like that. Yeah. And then the 12th house can be karma as well. I mean, I don't really like to talk about karma because we have like this washed up, watered down, like Western version of karma, and I don't know. I don't know what kind of karma this is talking about when it says that in the cards, but we have forgiveness, and then like not everybody believes in like past lives and karma and stuff. So like I always struggle to like bring that up when I see it, but um yeah, if I remove it from its spiritual context, then it's just like this watered down, westernized version of it. Like you do something bad happens to you. And so it's like, I don't know. It's always complicated when I see that word. I'm like, really? Spiritual development. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. Prayer, the subconscious mind. I feel like maybe you guys will connect on a spiritual level, but I'm not picking up that you start believing the same thing. Because again, with that opposite energy stuff, like I don't think you guys initially believe the same thing, but I feel like over time you're kind of like, oh, you're starting to like connect dots and stuff, and like I don't know. It's kind of like it reminds me of when like someone starts dating a witch and they think it's like they don't necessarily think it's bullshit, but they'll be like, I've never experienced it. And then suddenly they start experiencing all these really weird, like supernatural situations. That's kind of what it makes me feel like. Like over time, you're gonna have similar beliefs or share something on a spiritual level. Because again, I feel like this person's in your dreams a lot. You also have forgiveness, baggage, and healing, compassion. So yeah, maybe you guys will go through a situation that requires forgiveness. And you'll kind of grow from that. Then we have the 10th house, which is career. So again, with that whole like work situation and like apprenticeship, etc., etc. Yeah, yeah, I hate it. I I can't anymore. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this person's tied to your job, but and maybe like that's why it's kind of like I don't want to say surface level, but it's not really like as deep as it could go. Because I feel like you guys are connected, but you're like kind of focusing on this part, which makes sense if you're like you know, boss, worker, apprentice, mentor, etc., you're not going to start off like spiritually connected, probably. Reconciliation, yeah, so somebody fucks up here. Sorry. There's going to be a situation where forgiveness is going to need to be taken. And then there's also guilt. So it's like guilt and forgiveness. So maybe like both of you have done things that require forgiveness. Let go of control issues. Ooh, and then codependency. So I feel like this is one of those relationships where like you guys are so passionate and so like connected to one another that it like borders toxicity, you know what I mean? And like you don't want it to be toxic, but like just be aware that it can become codependent. Um and then let go of control issues. So maybe like there's jealousy going on and you just need to like breathe it out. That might be like the forgiveness thing that's happening. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you guys connect so much that like, and maybe at first you don't realize it, right? Because like it's coming off as like professional, but then once you realize that you guys are like really connected and close to each other, like it's like borderline toxic. So you just gotta be aware of that. All right, let's see what your playing cards have to say. One, we got the 2 of diamonds, so that's like a date. Interesting. And then we have the 7 of hearts, which is cycles or doing something again. So I wonder if you have tried to go on a date with this person and like maybe it didn't work out, or um, not necessarily the relationship, but I just feel like maybe one of you got too busy. Um, and so you're like, hey, let's make a like. Remember how I was saying you guys make a lot of plans, but there's like not a lot of follow through. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. So trying again to be like, hey, let's see if we can make it work. And then we have the Jack of Clubs, which is a lot of passion. You actually have them again here, which is the Page of Wands. Um, in my opinion, because I know some people read Jacks of like Knights, but whatever. Um, yeah. The 2 of diamonds can also be like a gift. We have the rain, which is a fresh start. So again, with reconciliation. The float is liberation. So, you know, there is a lot of like feelings of liberation when you're forgiven, um, and when you come clean. And then we have the dream, bitch. I swear, this person is in your fucking dreams. This is so weird. I don't know if like in your CR you're having a lot of dreams about this person. Um, oh my god, that's so weird. But it's also like a metaphor, right? Like fulfilling your dreams. So I feel like this can be tied to the career path we were talking about. Maybe you're fulfilling some kind of dream here. Um, but yeah, the switch is like in your dreams. You guys are connected. It's weird. I wonder if like uh the person in your DR is also gonna talk about how they were dreaming of you like before they knew you or something. Interesting. Okay. Trying to wrap these up because it's 4 in the morning. So I hope that was helpful. Subscribe if so. Good luck. Hello, pile number 3 with the cheesy philosopher or the Hierophant. This is your reading. Well, he has Cheeto dust hands. I can't. Relatable. Do you think Chester the cheetah would be a hot Cheeto girl? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sorry, but it just, I can't. It's like, you know how like football teams have their cheerleaders and stuff, I just feel like he would just have a bunch of hot Cheeto girls. It just makes sense in my brain for some reason. Come on. Alright. Thank you. We have the 5 of coins, the 9 of cups. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. The 9 of coins. The 4 of swords. Interesting. Those came out as more than one, so I'm not going to take them. And then we have the 5 of cups. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm feeling someone is feeling a little left out in the cold. I don't know if you scripted that. Like some people script drama. So I don't know, maybe like for some reason somebody's mad at the other person. I'm feeling like a lot of regrets. So the 5 of coins in reverse, the 5 of coins in general is kind of like poverty, I guess. But when it's in reverse, it makes me think spiritual poverty. So I just feel like someone's like really down on their luck. This might even be you, like your CR self might feel very sad, depressed, lonely, isolated, and then you get the 9 of cups. So I feel like when you go into your DR, it's kind of like the opposite. And I feel like I have to make disclaimers about how like you shouldn't romanticize your DR and how it's still a reality and you're not going to be like your problems aren't going to go away just because you can shift to somewhere else. And that blah blah blah, it's still important to like focus on your CR. But this reading isn't about that, okay? Like I feel like I shouldn't have to say that. You should just know that, but I don't want anyone being like this is toxic, blah blah blah. So disclaimer, but I do feel like I don't know, like some people get to their DRs and they're like, it's not what I thought it was gonna be, but I don't think that's gonna be the case for you. I feel like it'll be everything you dreamed, but I do see some reservations in the expression of your emotions. So I don't know if you're like scared to be yourself still. Because some people think like if they go to another reality that they're somehow gonna be like a totally different person, but like sometimes you go and you're still you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like there's some kind of suppression of emotions. There's some kind of grief happening too. I don't know if this is like something happening in your CR or your DR, but I feel like there's some kind of grief occurring. Like you're mourning a loss of some sort, but you're not showing it to the people in your DR. You're kind of just keeping it under wraps. And then the person that comes in seems very stable. The 9 of coins here, slow and steady. And then you have the 4 of swords, which is like a meditative pause. So that might be like a literal thing for you, like to meditate more. That might help you out. Yeah, kind of what I'm picking up on. Like, I don't know if you've been trying different methods and they're not working. Like, I feel like you should just meditate and kind of like forego the methods. I don't know if that's going to be helpful for you. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but that is a message. I feel like I want to pull more cards. I'm so bad. I'm trying not to pull more cards. I'm like 6 and we're done, but just one more card to see what's going on with the person when they meet. Yeah, I'm so nosy. Okay, the Hierophant. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so okay. I'm getting that this pile maybe like it just hasn't shifted yet. And so the Hierophant is about having faith. Um, it's also about tradition. So like I know shifting seems like something new, but it's actually been around for a while in like different cultures. And even with like lucid dreaming communities, they've talked about, I forget what they call them, but basically they're describing shifting, but they didn't have that word for it, so they were calling it something else. Oh my god, I can't remember the word, but whatever. I say whatever, but it's gonna bother me forever. um, yeah, and so that's just the lucid dreaming people, right? Like before that, we still had other cultures that were shifting, and so I'm kind of picking up that you should like look more into that if you're having difficulties shifting. Um, because I feel like maybe you're. It kind of reminds me of like 2020 TikTok talking about how you should drink a lot of water and blah 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 and like all these things that aren't actually, I shouldn't say they're not actually helpful, but like that's not what's making you shift. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people just kind of they shifted while they were drinking water one day and then they were like, "Yes, the key to shifting is drinking water." Like I don't think there's actual like success in that. And if that's how you shift, like pop off. I haven't heard of anyone who's actually successfully shifted by drinking a lot of water. Um, I think maybe that thought occurred from like lucid dreamers because what they do is they drink a lot of water so that they'll get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night. And then when they get up, they're still in like it's like the wake back to sleep method, I think they call it. In shifting. I don't know if that's what they call it in the lucid dreaming community, but basically you get up, you're kind of foggy still, so you do something, you know, you take your dog out to use the restroom or you'll use the restroom yourself. And then you go back to bed and like you're in like this in between state of like awake and asleep, and that's how you like access your subconscious for lucid dreaming and for shifting. And so I feel like maybe that's where the water thing came from. But yeah, I feel like maybe you should, maybe that will work for you, the wake back to sleep method. And so it's like kind of like trying to understand where these are originating from, like the methods and stuff, and trying to see like what traditionally people would do to shift. Or maybe you used to be a lucid dreamer and you know what works for you in lucid dreaming and you haven't been applying that to shifting, and I feel like you're being told like you can still apply the same things. There's people who shift through their lucid dreams, so yeah, I'm being told like to meditate, that you need to meditate and then to like focus on tradition, like stop trying new things because I don't think they're very helpful, and I feel like maybe you would connect more to like methods that have been around for a while. Yeah. Wow, that was like a whole rant about your CR instead of like like how to get to your DR before they even talk about your partner. Yeah. Because I mean, the person is still showing up. They're like stable, but I feel like there's so much more going on in your CR right now. Yeah, it seems a little emotionally chaotic. They're kind of telling you to like stop suppressing your emotions too. Try to talk to someone if you can. Um, okay, let's see what your romantic messages say. Passion, past life relationship. So I don't know if you guys believe in that, so I'm not gonna like force that on you, but it's possible. Religious factors. So that's interesting. We got the Hierophant and religious factors. I wonder if you are in a place. I don't know why I'm thinking of fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender right now. I do not have an Avatar like DR or anything, but it kind of makes me feel. I don't know why I thought of like the Fire Nation. It makes me think of Zuko specifically, like the girlies shifting for Zuko. I'm just like, good luck. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, there's some kind of like situation. Obviously, like his situation isn't religious, but it's like this established, especially with the Hierophant. Oh my god, like this establishment that like it's really difficult to rage against because it's so ingrained in the culture. I don't know. So maybe you and your partner will have to like go against that, I guess, the status quo. Soulmate, this is your soulmate. Okay, well, that was fucking enlightening. Um, yeah, again, so there's so many messages where I'm like, that's a belief thing. You know, I'm not trying to force the concept of soulmates onto anyone. Um, but if that's what you believe, then here you go. A lot of people believe in the multiverse theory. So you might think that this person has a soul, you know, and that you're meant to be soulmates. But I personally don't subscribe to the multiverse theory. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I was talking in the last pile. I think that there's the shifter called C shit post or shift post. Um, they actually do have an account called C shit post, but that's for their video games. And yeah, and they were talking about how like they hadn't experienced love until they had shifted to their DR. So I feel like that might be a situation for some of you with the soulmate card there. Okay, let's see if we can get a card or two. Conjunction. Yeah, I feel like you guys are Pluto. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Conjunction makes me feel like blending of energies. Um, just I don't know, like you guys might be very similar. Again, combines with, joins forces. There's also activate, so I feel like you guys inspire different things in one another. Pluto is transformative though. That's literally a volcano exploding. Literally. I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, so Pluto is transformation. It's death and renewal and so I feel like you're gonna go through kind of like a death and renewal situation just from your CR alone, or like all these bad emotions you're feeling. But also, I feel like you guys are gonna go through something together. Um, and for some of you, I'm hearing that you might grow apart even, because right now you're like conjunct and you're like the same, and I just feel like maybe one of you breaks against the status quo and the other one doesn't. I don't know. But for the most part, I feel like you guys are gonna grow together, so that's pretty good. You have Capricorn, Boss Man. Capricorn is a boss, honestly. They're literally sitting at the top of the zodiac sign. They're like and it sucks because they have Saturn and Saturn is like Saturn, I love you, but it's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of lessons, it's a lot of karma. It's very heavy energy and it's not for the faint of heart. Which is funny because like technically everyone has Saturn energy, just some people have it stronger than the other. But yeah. Okay, let me finish my Capricorn thought and then we can move on to one of it because I always do this. Um, yeah, I mean here it says serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic. I mean I've always thought Zuko was a Capricorn in my opinion, but I know we're not talking about Zuko right now. It's just like this energy of like someone who has a lot of baggage. I don't want to use that word, but they just, it's a lot, and they have to work through it. And in the end, they'll come out on top, but they still have to work through it. And I feel like that's kind of what the situation is about. Like, you guys are gonna have to work through it together. Um, you got three court cards, and when I receive a lot of court cards, I feel like that means there's too many people's opinions influencing you. Like, there's too many, I forget what they call it, like hands in the pot or some shit. I don't remember. But it's just making me think of like there's too many people's voices, and that reminds me of the Hierophant again, or the cheesy philosopher. But it's just like this idea of like someone always being all up in your business, someone fucking telling you their unsolicited ass opinion, like someone's always on your shit, and I don't know, it's giving me the ick. There's also another death here, so that makes sense with Pluto. Um, the King of, I mean, I don't want to say this because it's kind of a bummer, but I'm also picking up on like a literal death. It's not. I'm picking up more like from your CR maybe. If you haven't experienced death, I'm not saying someone's gonna die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like you have so much heavy energy emotionally that it might have been like a literal death of something, of someone, I should say. And now you're grieving the loss of that someone. And so you're kind of using your DR as a way to escape, but that's not necessarily the healthiest. Message for a certain few that is not, again, like if you haven't experienced death, you're not going to randomly have someone die on you. This isn't to scare you. It's just a potential that's there. Anyway, yeah. I feel like the people that are all up in your ass are like very um I don't know. They seem very like, I don't even know what the word is. I'm gonna look up the card because I remember there's like a specific way they word it. It says suspicious, evil, secretive, nighttime, and something you can't put your finger on, which is ironic because I'm like I literally can't describe you. Um, like there's something suspicious about, like maybe they're just trying to seem like, "Oh, I just want what's best for you," or blah blah blah, or like this is how it's always been. But in reality, like there's some fucked up shit to like why they're trying to push their agenda on you. Like it might go really deep actually. I'm fucking thinking of the Uchiha clan. I'm sorry. I know like shifters are coming from everywhere and they don't always understand what the hell I'm referencing, but like the way they just, the Leaf Village, like I don't know. They did the Uchiha clan dirty, bro. They just fucking had, they had one, a member of the clan basically slaughter the entire clan. And it's all like for political and like power, and like, you know, they're gonna twist it and make it seem like, oh, that clan was always evil, but that's not true. They're just psycho. So I don't know. I feel like they're trying to make it seem like one way, but it's really another. Beep boop bop. Okay, I was like, which deck haven't we used? Okay, sorry, my computer just turned off, so I was like, hello? Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. So we have the erase, we have the sweet. The sweet is pretty self-explanatory. It's about bringing sweetness into the situation. Um, the storm is about suppressed emotions and frustrations. And the erase, I know, has another meaning. Every time I see that rug, it makes me think of like having the rug pulled up under you. But the erase has its own meaning. And I'm gonna look that up. I was saying like I have such difficulty like holding like retaining the freaking information. Be erased. Okay, stagnation of luck. Warning to wait for the next chance. Yeah. So that might even be about just shifting in general, not necessarily your person, but I hope you found that helpful. About to pack it up, so subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this, and leave a comment below if that was accurate. Thank you.